Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get started. Please allow me to give a brief introduction to our guest. So we are very delighted to have Professor Chen Zilan. He's currently a distinguished professor at Shenzhen University, and also due to his excellence in research, he was awarded national excellent young scholar last year. So this is a very prestigious award for scholar in China. Professor Chen's research includes database and also visualizations, and he has published over 20, maybe 30, over 30 papers in top tier conference and journals such as ICD, SIGMOD, VLDB, VLDB. Those are all the very famous conferences and journals in database field. So today, he will not talk about his own research, but he will mainly, share his experience with publishing his research in top tier conferences and journals. I think this will benefit to all young scholars, especially to our graduate students. I hope you can benefit from Professor Chen's talk. Now I will give time to Professor Chen. So, yeah, welcome.
Okay, welcome to my talk. And today I'm going to talk about this topic. What should you think to perfectly present research papers? And first, let
me.
Oh, maybe I.
Yeah, I think it should be.
Okay, so it's okay now. So what are the steps for presenting a paper? First, you need to have the motivations of your research topic, of research problem, of research topic, and also you need to have a problem descriptions, and also you need to have a state-of-the-art research work, you need to summarize some existing research work, and also you need to propose your solution. Later, you need to verify your solutions. That's when you need to have experiment studies, and lastly, you need to have a conclusion and future work. I think all papers they need to follow these 6 steps for a paper to be for a paper to be accepted. Normally, you need to have these 6 steps. All right. So the first part is the motivation of a research problem or research topic. In fact, this part, most students, I think based on my experience, they cannot write a very good motivation. Maybe they cannot write a very good introductions because most of them will just focus on the technical depth and also something. Okay, I want to develop a very good solutions, but some of them may just ignore the first few this first part, which is very important. So in this part, how can we have a very good motivations for a research topic? You need to always ask some basic questions. And those questions may not be related to any technical details. For example, you need to ask, what are the applications for this problem? For example, you're considering a shortest path problem. That's when you want to compute a shortest path between this node and also that node. Then you need to find a shortest path in between. Then you need to have a motivation, have an applications. What are the applications, right? For example, navigations. You want to navigate from this especially when you're using the Baidu map or Google map or Google map. There's so many maps, so you need to have navigations. I want to go from Kunshan universities to the railway station. Yes, university. And you need to find the shortest path, right? So you need to know the applications for the problems. Otherwise, you cannot write the motivation part. And the second question is that who are the users? Who will use this? For example, maybe layman can use it. And also have some software packages to develop based on this research topic or research problem, just like what I mentioned before, Baidu Map, Google Map, and also the Golden Map. So you can see that in the first three questions, they are not related to anything about the technical depth. So maybe some students they cannot write a paper. They just sit down here and then okay, and then what should I write? What should I write about this research paper? And they do not have have anything to write with that. Your supervisor give you this topic. Okay, you write it, you can work on this topic. Then maybe after 2 to 3 months and the supervisor asks you the progress. Then they say, oh, I have nothing. I don't know what to write. So in fact, these questions, they are so easy. You need to, if you try to write a paper, you need to keep asking questions. First, these are very basic questions that you need to ask. And if you answer this question, you can write at least a few paragraphs for that, right? So this is the first few questions you need to consider. And then after you consider some very basic questions, you can go further. So then you ask, what are the challenges for this problem topic? And also, if you are, so that's mean when you solve a problem, then you have already that there's so many related research work. So you need to have survey, and also you need to have different categories of the techniques. Then you summarize them and also point out the challenges. So at that time, you can still write something, right? That's when you need to summarize the related work, and then you can you read some papers, and then you need to summarize them and point out the challenges. Then you need to write those challenges. So for maybe for some old topic, there's some existing study. Why do you need to make analysis? In fact, it's related to the fourth question, and then some of them may work on a new topic. Then you still need to write. You still need to motivate it. Then why do you need to be first to study this topic? Why other maybe there are other topics they have developed, and why do you study a new topic for them and not the old topic? Then you still need to answer the question. So for this part, you need to keep asking questions, right? So maybe your supervisors come to find you and say that okay, you have what is the application, who are the users, and then they ask you some questions. Then you in the first time you very panic, right? I don't know how to answer those questions. Then in fact, don't panic. Try to find out the answers, because when you find out those answers, you can write it down. You can write it down, then in the introduction, at least you can have several paragraphs for that. And then you need to make sure that layman can also understand what you are talking about. So maybe some of the very junior researchers, they think that okay, it's good to confuse the reviewers, confuse those readers, and they cannot answer, and they cannot challenge you if they are confused. But you know if a reviewer think that okay, this paper I can understand the first few paragraphs, that the ultimate result is reject. So you need to make sure that the layman can also understand what you're talking about, right? And the second, after you have gone through the motivation, then you should describe your problem clearly, or describe them in detail. Describe the problem in detail. So you should use more examples, especially figure example, because figure is much more easier for readers to understand compared with the plain text. And also, you need to be careful of your notations. You don't want to describe the problem. Some of them may think that okay, I need to make sure put the problem in a more complicated way so that any other reviewers cannot understand. But if they cannot understand, they will reject your paper. I can guarantee that, because I'm also a reviewer of many conferences. If I cannot understand that papers and the notations, they are very confusing, reject it. So, and the next one is that do not expect your audience can understand everything. Some of them they think that okay, shortest path problem, maybe they are working on some very traditional problem. Then maybe shortest path problem, maybe some classification problem. Then they will expect that okay, the audience can understand. This must understand this, so they will not be very careful about the problem definition. They not be very careful about locations. In fact, the answer is no. Because for me, nowadays LLM is very famous, right? But I know nothing about this topic. I know nothing, zero. And because I did not work on this topic, so I know nothing about this. So you stand on their side, just assume that they have just finished undergraduate studies in computer science or software engineering. This is only a basic assumption because at least they need to get an undergraduate degree and maybe so you do not you should not assume more. You should not assume that they know the deep learning or LLM and something like that. So you can assume that they just finished the undergraduate degree. Then you with this, then you can write the paper based on this assumption. And here is examples for how I present a KDV, kernel density visualization, which is my topic. Here, if I present a kernel density visualization, then I will obviously I need to draw this figure first. I need to have this figure first. So you can see this figure. There's so many data points in this region, right? That's been each data point represents can be a location of a crime. So you can see that this is a red part. You can see this red. There's a green part here. Red part denotes a very high. Somehow it's very high density. So and the green part denotes the low density. So this part, if you read this figure, you can understand a lot about this problem without reading this part, right? So that's why this example for why this figure is very important. It's very important because if I do not have this figure, then if you read this verse, you will feel that okay, this is very difficult. What was the meaning of P? What's the meaning of Q? And so many equations, then you will very boring, right? So if I have this figure, then I have this set or this verse, you just present this verse based on this figure. Then it is much easier for the audience to understand. For example, if I say, oh, each P represents the location of the crime, maybe robbery, commercial burglary, or motor vehicle theft. And then I want to predict the crime rate of a given location Q. That's going to be a pixel Q and a location. That's a pixel here. I want to predict the density value. And then I based on this equation FAQ is represented in this way, then you make sure that your location is clear, you keep it distant. These are the constant value, and this is Q is the location, and P is a data set of all those data points. Then it's very easy. If this equation returns to a very high value, then we use the red color to color. If it returns to a very low value, then we use the green color to color. So very easy. Then you can immediately know kernel density. What was the meaning of kernel density visualization? So this is how you should present a problem to the audience. Make sure that they can easily understand. Don't try to confuse them. After you have your problem definition, you need to present your state-of-the-art research work. You will discuss the core idea of the state-of-the-art work. That's going to be your opponent because you need to compare with them. And in fact, you do not need to discuss all details. That's going to be you're writing a paper, and then you go to the preliminary section. You want to point out the state-of-the-art work. You only need to summarize their core ideas. You need to some students they normally make some mistakes. They want to write everything about existing solutions and write a very long paragraph. And then maybe this is method 1, method 2, method 3, method 4, method 5, method 6, and but maybe method 1 and method 2 they have only a slight difference. So this is not good. You need to summarize, try to extract the common part, and then you can write. You can discuss the core idea, and then what you need to do is to attack the core idea. If you can attack the core idea, that core based on that core idea, but this core idea, it may be based on this situation. But this situation cannot happen in the real world. Then this is how you attack the existing the related work. And here, that's why this is the second point. Clearly point out the weakness of the opponent. maybe they are not efficient enough, not accurate enough, maybe that core idea cannot happen in practice, maybe ignore something. Then later you can further highlight the challenge. That's why, okay, you highlight that challenge and then you can say that, oh, we are the first to address this. Then the reviewer will be very happy that they can know, okay, they can know what you're doing. All right, this is how I discuss the state-of-the-art methods for kernel density visualization. As I mentioned before, kernel density visualization, you need to compute this equation, right? And then this equation, you can see that this is distance Q be smaller than equals to B, right? That's mean all those data points within the distance B, that's within this region, can contribute to this equation, right? So this FDQ, if I can just efficiently compute this RQ, that's in this range, then I can automatically calculate this FDQ in a very efficient way, right? This is the concept of this range calculation solution. But maybe some students, they will think they write, maybe some very junior students, they write, there are some R tree, KD tree, and OR tree. They can find out the range that I write down all those methods, R tree, KD tree, OR tree, and also M tree and something. And that's a very long list. But in fact, you can just extract this or just extract this by range calculation solutions. And they are simple. First, I need to point out this. They are very simple. Of course, they have some very good things. And many tree structures are available. That's the M tree, KD tree, OR tree. But the core idea is that they cannot reduce the worst case time compressor because if B tends to infinity, this range tends to infinity. That means this is very, 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 very big. Then this RQ becomes P, right? That means theoretically you have B. Then that is the weakness of all those range calculations, no matter you use the KD tree, OR tree, or M tree, or other kinds of indexing structure. If B is infinity, then every tree structure you scan all of those data points. That is the problem, the common problem. All right. So that's why you can use this you see this common property. Then you know this, you can attack this, right? This property. So you do not need to write K tree, OR tree, and M tree, and also every tree structure. So this is how you describe the related word. And later your solution need to present. Some of you may think that, okay, I need to confuse the reviewer and write very complicated solutions, many equations, many pseudocodes, and they will hope that they can omit the weakness of their solution. But it turns out that they do not understand and they will reject. Okay. So you need to present the core ideas, highlight the core ideas, so that you should use from easy to difficult. These are progressive structures. You point out something that is easy for them to understand first, and then you can go deeper. So this is a very good, make a good example, good figure. The figure for illustrating your core ideas. And there's no need, if you are, especially for a slide presentation, you do not need to present all details. If there's some very complicated things that are very difficult to understand in a paper, then you can move them to the supplementary materials. That's maybe the last sessions and the pseudocode and proof and very complicated equations. Then all of them you can move to the appendix in the paper. And because your goal is to arouse their interest, you do not want to make them back off, right? Because when you write a paper, you do not want to confuse them. You want them to be very interested. This is a very good paper. It's the best paper. And that's why I do not want them to back off and then see this paper. What am I reading? Well, you didn't know that what you are doing now is to arouse the interest, but not to back off. This is why you write a paper.
Sorry, I interrupted. I'm just a question here.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So You see here, no need to present all details. Do you mean like present the details in the paper, or if you talk about, talk about presenting, I mean, during the conference?
In a conference, you need to do that, but in a paper, you can still move all these very complicated things in a supplementary part. You still have maybe 3 to 4 pages. Then it is very, just let the readers know the core idea of your solutions. And all those complicated things, if they are interested, you can go to the supplementary materials for reading them. Maybe don't need to present all details. I think you maybe confused, and that's why not to throw you out, right? Alright. So this is how I present my solutions. My solution is to do some computational sharing about how to evaluate these equations. And I will consider the 2 consecutive pixels here. And for 2 consecutive pixels, then you know this very, it also generate visualization, right? So 2 consecutive pixels, they must somehow share a lot of data points. So then the very natural question is that can we share computations between 2 consecutive pixels? Because we share a lot of things, right? So we can see that this can be a chance for you to share computation between. So this is the first core idea. And the second core idea is that you have this equation. You can further do some algebraic operations, and this is Euclidean distance, right? You can break it down. And then if you can efficiently maintain this RQ, this ARQ, and also this SRQ, then you can also easily compute this FQ. So you have these 2 core ideas for your solution. And later, another idea is that you try to convert this range search problem to this interval snapping problem. So this is this is the core ideas for presenting your solution. Present something that can be very easy for the audience to understand, and also you do not need to show. I think some students may write a lot of equations here, especially in the slide. That can be very hard for the audience to understand. If what you are doing now is to let them somehow know the core ideas, what you are doing now. So you just draw some figures and also write the core idea down. Then it is much easier for the audience to understand. They want to know the technical detail. They can go through the lemma and also any other thing maybe or proof in the appendix somewhere. And then later you have the experiment studies, and you need to clearly describe your data sets, and also you need to think deeply about what experiment you show in here in the slide. So maybe if you're writing a paper, you need to know which variable you need to have. I see some students they do experiment. They just randomly choose different variables, and then they run it, and then they will do another experiment and change all the variables. It's not the case. You need to fix one variable. You have to think of what experiments you want to show, and maybe you want to vary this relative error, then you will choose maybe 0.01, 0.03, then you choose different variables, then you can show the experiments. And you only show a few important experiments in the slide. Don't put, if you want to, this one is for the conference presentation. You do not put every experiment in the slide, and it's very difficult for audience to understand. In the paper, you have many experiments, but in the slides you do not put many of. You don't only show a few of them. For example, here in my slide, maybe this in my slides, I only show one experiment because I want to show that my methods is much better than the previous one. Then I only need to show maybe the resolution size. I change the resolution size of a kernel density visualization. Then you can see that my method, the best one, is better than the previous one, maybe by visible gap in between that. So this is how you show the effectiveness of your solution. So in the conclusion and the future work is pretty standard, and if step 1 and step 3 they are perfectly done, this part can also be done perfectly. And what you need to do in the conclusion is that you need to highlight your contribution. Maybe in theoretically, I can reduce the time complexity, and in practice, we can achieve the speed up maybe one order of magnitude. Maybe in the accuracy, we can achieve that much better. We need to highlight it clearly, and then this is the conclusion, and this future work. You need to state what you need to do next, and think of the next word when you write. Yes, when you write your slide. This is start to be. This one is very important. This can help you for finding the research topic in the future. When you write your slide or write your papers, maybe some students will write something. They just follow the supervisor. Don't even think of a supervisor tells me to write this, then I write this. Right? But they do not think of the next topic. They do not think of the next topic next to when they write it. So that's why when they finish this paper, they go, then what should I do next? We got the team now come like, what wants to be a next topic? I think some students we have this. So you need to keep asking questions. Just like you're playing chess. Playing chess, maybe you need to think of the 10 steps later. So if you only think of the next step, then you will definitely lose. So this is you need to think of the next step when you write your slides or your papers. So this is how I find the future work. In 2017, September, I'm here. At that time, I want to do something in kernel-based machine learning models, maybe kernel SVM. And I know that the prediction phase is very in the prediction phase. That's you predict the given you a QE and you will predict whether it is a class 1 or class -1. But you use kernel-based models, they're very slow. So and then I want to improve the prediction rate of the kernel density models. And then, okay, after I do something kernel-based model, I'm thinking, okay, there's a method called kernel density estimation. This has been extensively used in the visualization. Can I somehow extend it to kernel density visualization? Then, because previously this is a very high dimensional data, maybe the 50 dimension and 40. And this part is just 2-dimensional, because with visualization, but you have some pixels in between, right? So that's why I need to handle the 2-dimensional data, and also you have another good property pixels. Then can I do something like that? Then this is in November 2018, which I think I just get this part is the last research work I've done in my PhD studies, and this part is I started in the postdoc in HKU. And then I do something like this, I do something here, and later after I've done something like this, and I also think of this part. Okay, this is I've mainly focused on some Gaussian kernel or some other some Gaussian kernel. Gaussian kernel is a commonly used kernel function. Then we have another kernel function called additive kernels, which have very nice property and have been used in some action recognition tests. So at that time, I think of this kernel is also very slow. Can we improve the prediction rate for this kernel SVM? So I've done another topic here. So this is how you find a topic. How you find it? Maybe when you write a paper. When you write a paper, you can come up with some idea, right? You can come up with some idea. Okay, maybe I write this part, then I'm writing the kernel-based the prediction phase, how to improve the prediction phase. I mainly focus on Gaussian kernel. Then I read one paper called additive kernels. Then what should I do? I will immediately write it down here. These are the future topics that I will focus on. So you can see that in the kernel density visualization, I have already got 31 future research topics. And then for some other interpolation tests, I've already got 8 research topics. I think roughly add them all 100s over 100s. Then you will know that when you think maybe after you finish one topic, it's quite ridiculous to ask them surprise, okay, what is the next topic? You need to use this style. I go here, and then okay, I stop here, it is June 29. Then it's step 3. Then at that time, when I finish the prediction phase of identity kernel SVM, I go to the training phase. Because prediction phase is slow, and how about training phase? Then I will go to the training phase in September 2019. So you can see, I keep asking questions. Can we improve the efficiency of the training phase of the kernel SVM? If you don't ask questions when you're writing paper, you will never come up with this topic. You will ultimately you will be here. You will only be here and then finish your PhD degree and then go to the company audit.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I want to ask questions, but I don't know what to ask.
You don't know what to ask.
Because in our class, with students, I know the direction I have this topic. I really want to ask questions, but how could I ask about questions is one. Secondly, you got like in your notebook, say sure you got 20 directions, how could we as students, for example, come up with those 20 directions? Maybe I can only think about one or two, but how can
in fact, you may not, how can you come up with this question?
Yeah.
You need to keep reading papers first. you need to keep, when you're writing, you need to keep reading papers. And then you can read some papers in the related literatures. Then you can know that, okay, and maybe this part, I read some paper in Gaussian kernel, or I find something at identity kernels. Then I can directly come up with this topic. When you read something, you write. It's an interactive process. Don't think that, okay, I read something. I've already read all those papers, and then okay, finished. I write the papers. Some of you may think this way. Reading and writing, they are interactive. You write something you don't understand. I go back to the literatures and read something, and then later I understood something that I will go back to writing. This is this kind of process. Iterative process. So some of them, maybe some junior students, they really have this kind of misunderstanding. They think that okay, reading and writing, they're separated. I read some papers, I come up with an idea, then I do research. This is very natural. When you are the PhD students, it's very natural to think of the doing research is to be this way, right? But in fact, it's not. You're reading, writing, and then you are maybe at that time you will conduct some experiments, and then you will go back to reading and writing. This is an interactive process. This is I can see this time I say it's an inner living. Alright, at that time I finished this part, and later I kernel density visualization. I can have a lot of. At that time, after this stage, then I will go 2, 3, 4. Then I go to the okay here. KDV Explorer, can we build an exploratory system of KDV? And then after I build the exploratory system, and then I can ask, can we add some row level in the KDV? And later, can we add the concept of time in KDV? And later, can we add the concept of bandwidth exploration of KDV? Then we have a lot of topics for this part. So here later, maybe if my experience is not just like you're playing an RPG game, you're fighting with the monster, and you can get the level is much better. Later, if you have already done a lot of topics, you have lots of experience, then you can go to this part. This is a more difficult question. Can we further improve the time compressor KDV? So maybe some of them may have some misunderstanding. Maybe you'll think that doing research something like that. I just sit down and think of the research, think of the next research topic, and then you'll think that you will sit here maybe for 3 or 4 hours, then you will still find that my thing is still in chaos. It's completely blank. Nothing comes here. So so in fact you need to start writing. And start writing. If you start writing, you will be you will concentrate on writing research paper, or concentrate on thinking those questions. Then you can come up and you can think of the next topics. Then you can go to different parts. But if you don't ask questions, don't write, don't in writing, can help you ask some questions. If you don't write, don't think, don't ask questions, you will be still here. Ultimately, you will finally, after you finish your PhD, you will still be here. So this is how I find future work and publish several papers. And you will see there's something A, B, C, D. What are they? They are my research. And ICD, sigma, TKD, PLD, sigma. Of course, there's something this. I just list all those list until there's some research work in sigma in 2023 and 2024. So this is something that you should do. You should ask some basic questions and answer them for a research topic or problem. And you need to assume that your audience has limited background. This student has just finished a bachelor degree in computer science or in some software engineering. And present the core ideas and weakness of the state-of-the-art solution. So try to confuse the word, and you need to make sure that they can understand all those core ideas and the weakness, then you can go further. And later, you need to present the core ideas of the solution and the goodness of the solution. Of course, you're selling something. You need to point out the good things of your solution and point out the bad things of the existing one. And your solution, how your solution can adjust the weakness of the existing solution. And remember, draw some figures and examples to explain. Something that you should not do, overcomplicate something. You want to overcomplicate something, then the audience can think that, oh, very difficult to understand. Then maybe a reviewer think that it's very difficult to understand and reject your paper. And assume that the audience can understand what you are talking about. And this one present something that you do not fully understand and avoid using example and figures. And you put everything into the slides. So these are some quotes that are from these slides in the HKUST in one professor here, Delicious Tapatius, and he also mentions that most people are not as knowledgeable as you think they are. A presentation like a classical audience does not understand. This is your fault, not theirs. Present me things that you understand clearly. If something still looks complex, get it. And spend a lot of time on good examples. Example is much more important because you can guide the audience to understand. Presentation is as important than the actual representation. It's easier to improve. So these are some quotes. And I have more suggestions for finding topic. Some students nowadays may find, especially in Shenzhen University, when they come here, they always want to ask, I want to find topic in AI, CV, NLP, TN, LLM. So all of them they mention that in the database. If I'm working on database, I do not have this kind of topic. So that's why I still students. So in fact, topic finding may not be job oriented, and topic finding may not be trendy, but you can still work on trendy or some job oriented topic, but it may not be necessary. But the most important thing is that you need to find the topic that you must really enjoy for. If you cannot enjoy for that topic, then this is a painful experience for you. You need to handle this topic for future 4 years PhD study. If you cannot be happy about your topic, then this is a disaster. And I cannot say that. So you need to keep asking whether you enjoy that topic. If you don't enjoy that topic, then you need to change it. Otherwise, you will suffer from this for a very long time. And you also know that the topic, the topic may not be trendy forever. Right? The topic may not be trendy forever. When I was a PhD student in 2014, at that time, crowdsourcing is very important. It's a very trendy topic. Everyone works on crowdsourcing. But after I graduate, maybe I graduate in 2018 or 2019, that topic come here. At that time, and in 2014, I think it's in the pit, now it's here. So that's why when 4 years or 5 years later, you cannot expect, you cannot know that the topic is still trendy or not. Because you do not have the crystal ball. You don't have the crystal ball for knowing the future. So, and the next one is the writing attitude. Write every day, no matter what you feel. So you have maybe you're very busy, maybe you're busy with your girlfriend or boyfriend or something, go out, but you need to make sure that you can write everything no matter what you feel. Maybe you're very unhappy, you're very happy, but you still need to maybe just get 1 minute accepted, get 1 minute rejected. But no matter what, you need to write every day. And write the job even you have no idea. In fact, maybe you may ask, oh, no idea how can I write it. You can write the introduction. Some questions I've mentioned in the first few slides, they are not related to any technical depth. And write the related work. When you are working on that topic, you must have written some, you must have read some related work. Then you have read something, then you can write something, right? You can know, you understand more. Then you can at least write 2 to 3 sentences. They're good enough. 2 to 3 sentences. Don't think that they're not good. But you can, if you write it, you can understand. You can turn it into your own words. And that means you can somehow understand something. And writing helps you for concentration, for thinking ideas. Love and also believe your work. And you do not give up your idea very early. Maybe in the first day, you Dr. Jing gives you some idea. then you think that this idea, very difficult. In fact, writing can help. If you have an idea, maybe if you don't have any, you don't have a draft here. You don't have a draft. You have nothing. Then it's very easy for you to give up your idea because you have no cost. You have no cost. You give up the idea, give up it. I fully update that. Then it's gone. I do not have any loss. But if you have already written 8 pages, will you give up it? Normally, no. You know that I only to spend 4 pages and I can submit to a venue. So don't give up your idea too early. And later, if you can write, if you can do some writing, then you can ultimately find ways to save your ideas. Because you have already written something that is very easy for you to try to find a way to save it. And how does CHI? And I was CACM, right?
CHI.
CHI and I like CACM says
CSCW.
CSCW, CACM, communication is no, that was CSCW. Then will you give it an idea? No. In that stage, you will not give up the idea. So and then you need to be brave. Academic freedom can be very especially for some Chinese students, they are very shy and don't want to express yourself and afraid to be wrong. Everyone has this experience before. You need to be brave because academic freedom protest you, no one will laugh at you, no one will bring you in. If you're wrong, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm wrong, but no one will bring you, no one will laugh at you. If they laugh at you or bring you seriously, that is academic freedom. I can stay wherever I stay, as long as they are ethical or they will break you. Obviously, you cannot break you. Don't be afraid if it is wrong. Everything you say is just based on the best of your knowledge at that time. When later ultimately turns out to be wrong, then maybe you can simply say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I learned," when it turns out to be wrong. So don't be afraid. And my suggestions for submission is that research papers should be expected to be rejected. And in fact, some very junior students, they will think, and my paper is rejected. Oh, this is the end of the road. This is the end of the road. In fact, I have always get rejected in those papers. So you know that in a top tier conference, the acceptance rate is more than 50%. So just like 50%, just like 15 points. This is a frequent constant. It's either true or false. So in fact, the top tier conference is even worse. It's less than 50%. In some very top tier conference, PDD this year, 19%. So the 19% acceptance rate. So when you submit something, you didn't expect that it's rejected. You didn't expect that it's rejected. It's very normal to be rejected. But do we need to still need to submit it? The answer is yes. I need to use a very mathematical way to show you. Why? You just, even though a paper is rejected, for each time you can get, it's easy for you to get rejected, you still can submit because research papers can always be accepted ultimately. Okay, let's say the acceptance, the probability of acceptance of P is not zero. The probability of acceptance is just a probability cost. I get rejected, I get accepted very lucky, accepted first time, and accepted second times, accepted third time. 1 minus P is the reject. That's when you get rejected, it's 1 minus P, right? So the third time is 1 minus, let's say the third time accept, you can 1 minus P, let's say the first 2 times to get reject, 1 minus P times 1 minus P is a reject, the probability of rejections. And you need to times P, and then you'll find that you add, let's say you add it to infinity. Then you just extract this P outside, and then 1 plus 1 minus P plus 1 minus P squared plus 1 squared. This what is that? Geometric series. So 1 minus P is a value smaller than 1. So you have 1 over 1 minus P. So this one is P. Ultimately, the probability is 1. As long as your probability is not 0, then it's to be 1. Just you keep submitting. You keep submitting papers. That paper must be accepted. Even though that paper is in the, you submit to the top end. The next time you can try Nature or Science. So that's why you have this concept. So you need to keep submitting papers to top values, and those comments on top values can help you increase this P. That's why you can submit more, then you can get more best comment, the good comments from that. Then you can help you to improve the writing skill, and this P can be increased. So you avoid submitting papers with bad values. You can aim very high. So this is very rigorous. This is the truth. So maybe some of them may say, they may think, okay, I need to submit to top values. They must reject my paper. They reject you. The accepting rate is only 90%. But ultimately, the probabilities, if you keep submitting. So this is my, I think okay, I still have 2 slides. How to be productive? This is how I submit papers in VLDB 2024. So you can see that all of them are So maybe when you think that this is the end of the road, when you get rejected or you get rejected, maybe this year you get rejected, you only have 1 paper here in Microsoft CMP, and you can see that there's big word reject here. Then you think that is the end of it, but in fact it's no. I also get many rejected, but you can see that reject. Ultimately you can see 1 exception. And some rejected paper, I did not cover it because they have been already accepted in other committee. Security 2025, Security 2024, and this one is revision, right? It is also accepted later in this conference. So you can see that here is 2024, this is 2025, because this one is also rejected by KTT again. So that's why you keep submitting. Ultimately, most of them can be accepted. And most of them can be accepted in the very top value. Only this paper is very lucky, only revision, and the first time I get revision and then get accepted. So you can see that all of them obey this rule. And this one later, in fact, I submitted 7 papers to VLDB this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one accepted is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. This is another account here. But then ultimately they are all accepted in some prestigious venues, right? So maybe if you get rejected, this is not the end of the road. Keep submitting. And this is the truth. All right, this is the end of our presentations. If you have any questions, you can also ask me.
Okay, so thank you for Professor Chen's great talk. I think you have seen his great passion for research, right? I think today it's a pity for some students who cannot attend Professor Chen's talk in person, but it's still lucky for some online attendees, and they can still, know how Professor Chen's conduct quality research. Although you did not see how Professor Chen's deliver a very interactive, engaging talk in person, but yeah, I think you can still benefit a lot from his talk. So now it's Q&A. It's online attendees or our attendees in this classroom, and you can ask your questions. Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe we can start from. Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Hong Xun.
Maybe you can briefly introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, Professor Chen. My name is Hong Xun Wu, and I'm from class of 27, and my team major is math. And thank you so much for your profound presentation. I really gained a lot of useful technique to deal with the of the presentation strategy. And so my questions is that, do you have any suggestions when I'm processing my research, such as picking out different methods to verify some ideas or to conduct things?
Conduct things. So which kind? So you want to pick up the methods or?
Yes. Do I need to follow like certain rules to pick up the methods?
I think for me, I will not have this kind of things because all of those factors will be written in this book. So I will from each method I write one draft. Write one draft and then test this and I think different methods must have different some good things, right? So maybe even you develop this method and this method you can attack it. And if you develop this method first and then you can use this method and attack it. There's must be something that you can by some high or lows for different methods. So you can definitely write two drafts for this and then publish to see two top tier papers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can continue.
I have a also note.
Oh, yeah, yes. Any questions?
Yeah.
My name is Jiren, who I'm currently working with Professor Ji on basically a sports game development. So I have some questions about so when I want to write a paper, we basically first conduct the research. Sometimes we want to first conduct the research questions. So when we design the research questions, is there anything I need to be careful about, or like what directions the research questions be aimed about?
You be careful about what
How to
Develop-
raise research questions.
how to raise research question. I think for this one, it depends on your topic. It's so when you read something, maybe for me, I think this one will ask for me, how can I design research questions? I just read some papers and in fact, for me, how can I find or how can I find those research questions? I just go to some other fields or maybe GIS fields, and then I can read their papers. So maybe in your own maybe in CS you can see that there's some very traditional problems, but some topics, maybe some problems they're being omitted by your community. So that is much easier for you to find those questions in other fields. And maybe if you want to talk about some questions about Station Island, I think he has many experience.
No, yeah, I think, yeah, the experience, no matter which research areas you are working for, I think the experience can be shared, I mean, across different research fields. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, your experience is also very, very valuable for students, even they do not do the research in database.
Yeah. So, any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Okay, thank you for your presentation. My name is Luciano, and I'm a research assistant working with Professor Jin. And I have a question. Is it important to make the title of the paper or the structure of the paper to be attractive or interesting? Because I remember in the last few years, many paper use like the movie title as the paper title, like everything, everything everywhere all at once. This is the movie like 2 years ago, and some research just use like segment everything, everything everywhere all at once. Just use this movie title as the paper title. Do you think it's good or and how can we to figure out a good title on paper?
I think a good title first thing is to reflect what your paper has done. In fact, I think if some titles they are very fancy, it's obviously it's good, and it's also good. It's very attractive to the audience. But you need to make sure that the titles can definitely reflect what you're reading. In fact, I think you can. For me, I think a lot. If I make titles, I will. All of them are based on some very not. In fact, my title is not very attractive. I only reflect. I think reflecting what you have done in the paper is very important. And this is what I suggest, and if the title, of course, you can think of some very attractive words, and that can still reflect the title. That is of course very good. For example, attention is all you need, and attention is all you need. Something like that. I think it's also good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah, actually, for ICLR, if I remember correctly, and over 100 submissions using this something as all you need this year. Yeah, but it may have some, it's a reverse effect if this has been used a lot. So I think, yeah, as Professor Chen mentioned, the title should still mainly focus how to reflect your work. That's important. Yeah, I do also have two questions for Professor Chen.
Yes.
The first is how maybe you can give some advice to fight with procrastination. It's many students or even some not even young, I think researchers also suffer from procrastination. And how can you actually fight with
Post graduation?
Yeah, it's kind of like you always post, it's your deadline or something. So
this is your very stressful about.
Yeah, it's拖延症.
This is why this is a okay. I know. In fact, that's why I maintain this. This is why. That's why you need to write every day. Writing. Why do you have this post what?
Procrastination.
If you have this procrastinations, because you do not write. You try to make everything at the end until the end. That's you have the insight in the abstract of this talk. I've mentioned. Maybe you can open the abstract. They don't write. That's why they have the wrong mindsets. That's why they have the anxiety. Then if you have the more anxiety you have, the less submission you will do, because you are very chaos. You are in chaos, and you are very you're very nervous about your progress. Then you do not know what to do, because when you open the book, then you will see there are 6 tasks that you need to do for today, then you'll be very, this is the end of the road. So that then you'll even do not work on this, and then so, okay, I just lay down. I just lay down and it's like, so you need to make a schedule to have a very good management, and also write every day, no matter what you feel. Maybe today you have your so you and your girlfriend or your boyfriend you are very unhappy about today the dating today, and it's a very bad dating, and then you do not feel very happy. Okay, still open the page, open your computer, write at least 2 to 3 sentences. And maybe you are very happy you get one PDF accepted, you still need to open the page or computer and write 2 to 3 sentences. Maybe you are very happy now, then you will write 5 sentences. So this is why you need to write every day. You need to for every test, you need to push it. You need to push each test every day. Then you will. It can definitely help the what's that?
Procrastination.
For the procrastination.
Yeah.
I do not know this English. It's very special.
Yeah,
It's very special name.
Because I checked this word due to I want to to discuss how to deal with this issue with some other people. Yeah, that's why.
Second question.
The second question is about the use of large language models in your research. I don't know whether you also use some like generative AIs
Yeah.
for writing or maybe for brainstorming for your research.
In fact, I'm very old school. I did not use many of these tools. In fact, recently my collaborator Ryan used in University of Macau just mentions that's a very good tool called ChatGPT.
Yeah,
so,
ChatGPT.
and also Perplexity. I think they have Perplexity, and also other models. And I start using this for editing some Chinese document because my English is even better than English writing is even better than Chinese writing. So that's why I use it to polish my Chinese writing. But in fact, if you try to write, this is much better than my days that's me in 2014. So nowadays you do not need to worry about maybe you think that your English skill is not very good, and you can still use this kind of all you need to make sure, all you need to do is to make sure that the logical flow is good. Normally these tools can help polishing your paper. Maybe you have your English is not very good, you write a several sentence and think that there's so many grammatical mistakes and some things that you can put it in the ChatGPT that it will automatically help you to do this, and you further check it and further edit it, and this normally is better.
So
this